private box here. We will cover those. But once again, we're going to do a doubleheader of Nikki, KV Core Mastery. We'll cover the free lead gen stuff. And I'm only going to speak for about 5 to 10 minutes. You're welcome. And next week, Jeremy Swires, National Facebook Ad Campaign Guru. This guy's on the Mount Rushmore of Facebook lead gen guys. You do not want to miss him. You want to be here. There are so many ways to get leads within our KV Core system. We're a value add with the Facebook leads as well. I've never seen such an opportunity for lead gen. Literally, it's pretty simple and pretty consistent to get hundreds of leads into your KV Core every single month. Let's make it happen. Let's do it together. Who's changing the configuration? What's going on? Hold on. Sorry. There we go. Oop. Okay. Didn't mean to kick you out. You guys can have a seat. Sorry about that. I think that was Moss.
That wasn't me. Grant Cardone's famous for doing that on Clubhouse. He'll come in and like reset the room, kick people off stage. I thought it might be Brian coming in and trying to pull one of those. Pull a fast one.
I actually love it. I mean, you gotta throw your power around.
Yeah.
Good to see y'all. We're gonna start in about 1 minute. Great crew. Thanks for coming on a Tuesday. A lot of fun activities today. We're excited. I'm actually gonna, just again covering the 4 basics. Sphere of influence. Engage them. Continue to engage them. Provide items of value. So if you haven't yet, sign up for all third-party referral sites. These are referrals that'll come to you. You pay on the back end. You don't pay any front-end marketing. These services are a deal for any brokers, any agents, any spot in your business, whether you've been a seasoned agent for 7 years, whether you're just starting out and you're bench pressing your business and you're trying to get a deadlift going. Third-party referral sites are huge. So OpCity is the one we've talked about. Please sign up for OpCity with your managing broker. It's fantastic. Nikki's getting a ton of buy and sell on OpCity. She literally might be running close to $5 million of OpCity lead. Jordan has had success. I've had success. Definitely don't want to beat a dead horse, but please sign up for OpCity. It's done for your managing broker. Call expireds. We've had a lot of success with calling the expireds. If you guys need an expired listing script or a letter, please let me know. I will send that out to you. I will email that to you. Just ping me. You can text me. You can find me. But let's definitely get on the horn calling expireds. It's a very good opportunity to get expired listings. Listings are going so much faster even now than they were a month ago. People are paying insane amount of money, well beyond top dollar. In my neighborhood alone, I'm seeing listings that wouldn't have even gotten 800,000 12 months ago that are now eclipsing 900,000. There is no rhyme or reason. So definitely when you're in the buyer's end, protect your buyers, know the market value. If they want something and they're educated and they still want to go for it, fine. But make sure that, they're not overpaying too much. The last thing we want, and run the comps, get solid with the data. The last thing you want is in 2-3 years, your buyer's coming to you and trying to sell their property, and they're gonna have to sell for a loss. And they're gonna look at you. So I know it's a very difficult thing to balance, but get down with your market values in your neighborhood. But really try to call those expireds, farm the neighborhoods that you want to sell in, and let them know your value. Provide items of value. Let them know right now is the time. Top dollar, no obligation. Love to take a tour of your home. Ask them why it didn't sell last time. Listen to them, and let's get those appointments. Let's get those listings. Listings market you 24/7. It's the name of the game. I take listings all day over buyers. Buyers are more fun, typically. List price, yeah, absolutely, Jeff Lynn. No, so that's a great point. Jeff Lynn just put in the chat box, list price is a low ball offer, right? Yeah, list price is a low ball offer. How are you handling clients with loans? We need an Eric pep talk. Love this. Thanks, guys. So that's 100% right. I want to tell you guys first of all, I want to tell you a quick story, and then I want to get to Jeff's question. I agree with you. List price is almost, I'm not going to say list price doesn't matter, but in some cases it doesn't. It does if it's way too high.
You cut off, Eric. Can't hear you.
So Yeah, list price will take care of itself. If a listing broker is listing their property erroneously too high, it's going to have a lot of days on market, and you'll know about that. You'll know if it's sitting. If a good listing is sitting for more than 3 weeks, it's probably listed too high to even get offers. That certainly is a possibility. So what I had happen this week was fantastic. There was these buyers that have been looking for a house for 5 years. 5 years. I'm not even kidding. It was not with me, however. It was not with me. They were looking for 5 years for a house. They were looking in East Highland Park, very specific area, very nice price point. They were in about the $750,000 to $900,000 price range, and they couldn't find a house. They couldn't find a house. As we came into this market, they got more aggressive over the last 3 months. They started working with me in the last 6 weeks, and they lost out in a lot of multiple offer situations. So what I did is I farmed with my car. I drove around East Highland Park, and I looked at some houses, and I saw for sale by owner. It was kind of a house that was tucked back a little bit, so you couldn't really notice it from the street. You kind of had to like really drive by slowly. I saw for sale by owner sign. It was buried. It was horribly marketed. It was on Zillow. No kidding. I told my clients the seller was going to have an open house on Sunday. I said, we need to get in there Saturday. We're going to write you an offer. Now, could that have been a white lie? Yeah, it could have been. I wanted to entice him to open the door for us. He said the house isn't ready. It's not show ready. It's kind of a mess. I really, really prefer to wait till Sunday. I said, no, I'm telling you, we don't care. We can see past it. We're coming in. We're going to write an offer. Love the neighborhood. Love the exterior of your house. I'm very confident that they're going to write you a really, really good offer. And we don't want you to have that open house. He said, all right, sound pretty confident. Let's go. Walked in the house. Clients loved it. Tour of the house. Tour was over at 1 p.m. I found out during the tour, the sellers were there. It's a lovely home. They did a great renovation in 2006, bumped out the house. Like I said, East Highland Park. The house next door just went for $925. This one was listed for $790. Walked through the house, and I said to my clients, I go, you know what? If he goes to that open house, if these sellers get an open house, they're going to get an offer over $840. And they're like, you think so? I go, I know so. Ran comps, suggested that they write an offer for $829. They agreed. Literally that night, 4 hours later, I found out they liked wine. They liked to hang out. I grabbed a bottle of Pinot Noir. I don't know shit about wine, but I watch sideways. So when I see Pinot Noir, I think it's good. I brought it over, bottle of wine, contract, disclosures, because I knew they didn't have them. And very important, at the end of that, to for sale by owner, I had an FSBO commission agreement, making damn sure that they paid me my 2.5%. Sat there, went over the contract with them. They signed it on the spot. We had wine, we had bourbon, we had some delicious snacks from a charcuterie board, if I'm saying that right. And they signed my FSBO agreement. I didn't bring Merlot, Jeremy. Great call. I think it's pronounced Merlot. And yeah, it was great. It was great. So what that should teach everybody, including myself, is get aggressive, get creative. I mean, literally what happened is I drove the neighborhood. I found a sign that was badly placed. I told my clients the value that they knew the value. They wanted the house. They didn't wait for the open house. They didn't wait for more parties to get in there. Wrote the offer that day, walked the offer over. In this type of market, now that situation has never happened in my entire career. I've been doing this for over a decade. I've never had a situation like that. There's a first for everything. Literally, they were signing the contract as they were pouring me a bottle of bourbon. And the seller says to me, he goes, because it's 2.5% commission, the house is $829,000. He says a joke, tongue in cheek, here's your $20,000 glass of bourbon. So we're under contract, we're having the inspection, but what it teaches you, look, be creative, get on your toes, pound the pavement. Pound the pavement like Nikki does. Nikki hands out flyers when she has a new listing to all the neighbors. That stuff really does work. And this was firsthand proof. So that's my win. I thought that was a good win.
Absolutely. Way to go.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I have an interesting not similar story, but just about being out there and pounding the pavement and even just walking around your own neighborhood and the areas that you'd like to be working in. As I was out walking my dog yesterday, 2 days ago, and there's a house across the street from me that has been under construction for 3 years. And the owners have finally listed it. They're asking way too much for it. It's a shell of a house. It's been sitting halfway constructed since they bought it in 2017. I'm walking my dog and these people pull up across there in front of the house. And I was like, actually, this is for sale, blah, 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 talking to them about it, giving them information. Can you guys still hear me or no?
No, you're cutting out. You're going like back and forth a little bit, but
right.
keep going. I'll let you know if it gets too bad.
All right.
Keep going.
They're like, oh, is this your listing? I said, no, but I'm a realtor in the neighborhood. Are you guys looking? And they're like, well, actually we are. And I gave them my information. We exchanged information. Then the information that I knew about my house, about the house that's across the street from mine. And hopefully I'm going to start working with them to find a new house in the neighborhood.
Awesome. Awesome. You know what's great about that, Nikki, too? How fun is that? Isn't that fun?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, it's you know, important to also know your neighborhood and what's going on with the buildings or the houses that are for sale in your neighborhood, because you're going to have friends or colleagues or just people wandering by ask you like, hey, do you know anything about this house? Or aren't you a realtor? Tell me what's going on with this one over here. And you can start that conversation rolling and potentially turn someone who may not have been looking to buy or looking to sell into a new client.
Yeah, absolutely. Or a new lead that'll be looking to buy in 6 to 12 months, in 2 years, whatever it is. It's
right.
It's
I
really
would love
important.
to get somebody to buy the house across the street from me because I'm tired of looking at it half built, to be honest. So I'm trying to push somebody to buy it.
Totally. Yeah, folks, you want to be the mayor of real estate. That's kind of the point of providing these items of value. Like when you look at Patrice's like Instagram and stuff, you see all the value she provides. There's a lot of personal development stuff. There's a lot of photos. There's a lot of motivational stuff, amazing pictures of real estate, amazing graphics, eye-catching, like scroll-stopping type of stuff. And that really is the key to real estate, is that everywhere you go, provide value. You know, there's a lot of brokers in my area that they post only to their personal Facebook page. Now, if you guys want to post your personal page, that's totally something you can do. I don't personally do it. I personally do not. I only post to my business page. I know all the brokers in my area do it a different way. So I've literally had people come up to me and say, XYZ broker sells a lot. Like, wow, do you what do you sell as much as they do? And, you know, tongue in cheek, I have to say, yeah, I sell 5 times as much as they do. They're like,
We lost you again, Erik.
oh shit, I'm not going to, am I there?
Or was he pausing for dramatic effect?
Yeah, you're back now.
I might be pausing for dramatic effect. So anyway, so a lot of people don't know that I'm always like, just close, just listed, just close. I certainly do that on the business side. I don't do it on the personal side. I'm not suggesting anyone doesn't do it, but I'm just saying when you become the mayor of real estate, when people really rely on your intel and like what you do, it's when you provide items of value. So it's when you provide items about the market, when you even provide items about this brokerage to other brokers, why this brokerage is better. You know, the lead gen, the collaboration, the technology, the commission structure, that is okay. That's okay. That's an item of value to other brokers. Other brokers are going to be like, holy shit, I can make more money working with Gimbel, working with Colleen, working with Moss, working with Fox, working with Patrice, Nicole, Jordan, everybody in this room. Jeff Lynn. Sorry if I didn't call you out. Love you all. Soledad. But providing items of value, making sure that you're not just there to tout and boast. Tout and boasting is totally fine. It's necessary. I do it. You can see the cover agent photo that I have on the screen. You have to look at my mug all the time. Of course I do that. But just make sure you go to places like Keeping Matters Current, you know, provide the data about inventory, about offers, about loans, about like curb appeal, you know, quick, cheap fixes to make your curb appeal look better, stuff you can do around your house to improve the value. Those types of things are really important. And when you start to do those things, the conversation is going to change. You don't just look like a heavy-hitting broker that's selling all these houses. And believe me, I still post my success. People know when I close. I'm not shy. I'm not suggesting to be shy. But please try to mix it in with items of value. I think it's really important. So that's what Nikki's experiencing. She is the go-to source in her neighborhood. People are relying on her expertise. People see her in the field. They see her Instagram account. They see the letters she posts. One more thing I would suggest, gear up, folks, gear up. Put some EXP on you. Let people know what you do. Let people come to you. EXP hat, EXP polo. You don't have to wrap your car. Something I did earlier in my career. You certainly don't have to do that, but get the gear on. Get your colors on. Brand yourself. It's all part of your branding. Make it all connected. Again, the goal is new brokers. We're going to get you to $10 million in 2 years. 10 million new brokers. That's the goal. And it's going to frickin' happen. It's going to frickin' happen because we're generating leads. We're collaborating together. We have the technology. We have the resources. And that doesn't even include the stock.
Yes.
Okay, good. So we're going to get you all to 10 million. That's my point. If you're more seasoned brokers, we're going to continue to increase your production. You guys, I want to thank all of you, by the way. I hope you can hear me. Hope you can hear me. But I love the collaboration of this group. Outside these meetings, nothing makes me feel better when I post a beautiful house and I got you folks commenting on it. You really feel the support. It is such a, real estate could be such a lonely business sometimes because a lot of times you're one-on-one with your clients or you're one-on-one with another broker or one-on-one doing this or that. And it gets lonely sometimes in a market like this when you're working your ass off. And sometimes you're working for free, and I know that. But I love when you guys comment on my posts, when I see your posts and we collaborate, make comments, it makes me feel such part of such a strong collaborative team. And I've never felt this way in my entire real estate career. So I love it. Keep boosting me up. I need it. I'm going to do the same to you guys on your Instagram because I love doing it. The energy is fantastic and I really love it. And I appreciate you guys doing that. It put me in a great mood. I think Saturday morning I posted a beautiful house in Deerfield. It's got a he-she shed. Got multiple comments, multiple likes from all you guys. Just keep that going. Let's do that from everybody. Let's make everybody as successful as possible. And let us also make sure that other brokers see this too, because they're going to want to get aboard this gravy train. All right, I'm done. I think I got, thanks, Mosser. I just want to clarify one thing before we bounce past to Nikki. Jeff Lynn, you said, how are you handling clients with loans? Can you elaborate on the question?
Oh, yeah. When you're in a loan, you can't be paying $150,000 over list, $100,000 over list. It's still got to be subject appraisal. These contracts are starting to come in as is contracts with these crazy amounts. With cash buyers, it's fine, but with loans, it's getting difficult. Just wondering how y'all handling it.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. In the real estate contract that we have is the property has to appraise, right? It has to appraise the value. People could certainly strike the appraisal out and say, it doesn't matter. I'm paying contract price. Let's say I'm making an offer for $1 million. That's what I'm going to pay. I don't care if it appraises at $925. Mr. Seller, Mrs. Seller, you're getting $1 million. There's really nothing you can do to compete with that. I want to tell you that there's an ironclad thing that you could do to get yourself into that property. There's creative stuff that you could do, but do you want to do it? Do you want to put your buyer in a situation where they're having $75K, $100K, $150K of negative equity? My answer is no. No. Sometimes you have to walk away. And by the way, this won't be the market forever. It will not be the market forever. There is no chance that the real estate market is going to be this hot and people are going to be paying these types of prices throughout the year. I just don't see it. I think there's going to be an increase of distressed properties due to a lot of the loan deferrals falling off now. And I just think rates are going to go up and prices they're not going to flatten. They might come down to earth a little bit. I really, it's just my advice. I really wouldn't get too creative when it comes to that stuff. If the highest you can go is, $950 on a property, let's just say, and people want to come in at $1050, $1075, whatever the scenario is, I'd kind of stay away from that. The best that you can do is just write a good offer. I know people say they don't want love letters. I write love letters. Have that pre-approval. Come in with that offer quick, and just hope for the best. You can do an escalation clause. You certainly can go over list price, but I really would try to protect your buyers with the property having to appraise out. That's just my advice. Other people might take a different stab at it and say, and do something a little bit more creative, come out of pocket with some money. If somebody can only get approved for $950 and they want to come out with, $50K out of pocket, $75K, that's on them. And I would certainly educate them on that. If you're valuing a property at $950 and they say, listen, I really want it, I want to go up to $1025, say, hey, Mr. Client, Mrs. Client, you know what? I really think you're going above $75K above what the price will get. We might get closer to that in appraisal, but I don't see it appraising out. Maybe it'll appraise to $975, maybe $1 million, but you're going to have to pull out $50,000. Are you okay with that? So I think if you educate your clients, with all the options of what might have to happen if a property does not appraise out, then you're protected. But, you know, I just don't, I try not to get in that game. I know it's tough. I know it's challenging. Just do your best and move on to another property. So great question, Jeff Lynn. Loved it. Judley, what do we got, Judd? We got Judd. What's Judd got? We got go. Yeah, let's go, Judd Fox. Let's go. Judd, can you tell us about the client? Judd? Love you, Judd. We are going to, sorry, I'm so loud. We are going to bounce past to Nikki Mertens. Way to go, Judley. Doubleheader. KV Core Mastery, free lead gen. You're on, Nikki.
All right, thanks, Eric. Hopefully I won't cut in and out while I'm doing this. So we've been talking a lot about in the last couple sessions about like paid lead gen sources, like the Facebook leads, Make It Rain, other sort of third-party lead gen. But KV Core has a ton of free marketing, free lead gen options where you're really not spending any money and you can get leads starting to flow into your KV Core pretty quickly and for $0, which is huge. One of the things that we talked about was the property boost that costs a little bit, but you're going to get a ton of leads for that. But the other thing that they have is the squeeze pages and the landing pages. So I'm going to pull my screen up really quick, and I apologize. I'm working one-handed, so if I'm a little slow today, I will just bear with me. All right, share my screen here.
Thanks, Brian Finger.
All right, so from your EXP dashboard, oh, and one thing that I wanted to touch on just before I get there is I know that last week I had shown you guys this playbook thing, which is still super awesome in promoting all of your new listings. When they first started it, they had an option to promote your listing to all the agents within your group or your state. And they removed that option. So you can still promote it to other agents. You just have to put in agent names specifically, which is a little bit more time consuming. I called to find out why they removed it, and they said that it was just a little bit too spammy and that people didn't like getting all of these listing alerts from agents that weren't necessarily in their area or close enough to their area because they hadn't figured out a way to make it more specific. So they removed that for the time being. I am in contact with them to try to see if there's a way that we can get it back on. But to promote this listing playbook is a great way once you have a listing to get it up and running and have all of the systems that KV Core has in place for that listing within a couple of minutes to get it up and running. So back to free lead gen options. So there's this lead engine here with the lead engine tools where you can build landing pages and squeeze pages. These are awesome because they send whoever you, wherever you put this, and then they click on your link to your website or whatever website you want them to go to capture that lead information, and it goes right into your KV Core. And you're able to set up hashtags to be able to filter and know where those leads are coming from and see it in the business analytics section that we've talked about in the past. So when you get to the landing page section here, you just select your domain and start building your landing page. This is already the template that's set up for you. You can change literally everything about it to make it, you know, to your taste, your liking. I'm always going to use here this lead generation up here on the left-hand side. You can change it to do an address capture or to send them to Facebook chat or send them to a video. Lead generation is what we're looking for. That's what we're going to talk about today. Then you add the hashtag. The hashtag is important because you want to make sure that you have the hashtag set up in your system to be able to automate what happens when that lead comes in. So we've talked about building hashtags before, and what that hashtag does is that it can set up, you can have it set up within your KV Core to have a campaign automatically start as soon as the lead comes in with that hashtag. So I'm going to build this as a hashtag. And then your submit button text, see the list now. I like to change this to learn more. And that's going to be the words that are here in this orange click button here. And then URL after login is where you want the lead to go when they put in their information into here. So I'm going to build this one. We have a listing in Deerfield. It's a beautiful house. I'm going to use the picture and the area to build this landing page. So I want people to go to a specific search area. And how you do that is you go to your KV Core and open up your front facing page and go to your search. And then you're going to set up the search to be in the area that you want it to be in. So I want Deerfield, Illinois. And I want single family homes. So we put in our filter here. I don't want. And minimum bedrooms, 3, 2, and apply your filters. Now you can put price point in there if you want it to be specific. So this is going to be all the homes for sale in Deerfield. And what you do is you copy and paste this search into your custom URL. So once that's in there, when they put all of their information, it's going to immediately send them to your web page for homes for sale in Deerfield. I'm actually going to change this hashtag to Deerfield. Deerfield search.
So Nikki, you're presetting the search. So anyone that
Correct.
wants more information, they're automatically going to set up with this search that you created.
Correct. So then I'm going to change this here. Whatever you want your big statement to be. Single family, or here, let's do this. Let's change it. Let's make it a little more exciting. Luxury homes for
Sweet ass baller cribs.
Yes. Luxury homes in Deerfield, Illinois. Free listed hot buys in areas in and around Deerfield. And then you can change all of this in here to say whatever you want it to say. One thing I will say is if you double click on it, the whole thing will go away and you won't be able to edit it and you'll have to start all over. So just kind of be aware. It's frustrating. You train yourself after a couple times of deleting it on accident and be like, darn it, I wanted that one to stay there. So if you double click on this whole thing, it just goes away and that's not an option there anymore. I'm going to leave this one free, instant, daily, weekly updates because it's going to set up that search alert for that person when I go in and build the campaign for this hashtag Deerfield search. Let's see. Eric, give me something to put in here. What do we want it to say?
Oh my God, you're putting me on the spot. I got nothing.
Yeah, you do it to me all the time. Let's go.
What are we trying to do?
Get people to buy houses in Deerfield because we got to sell that one.
With motivated sellers are anxious to do a deal.
Okay,
no, I'm just reading the bottom. You got it.
Sellers.
No, you're right. You're writing exactly what it says. I was.
Oh, I see that.
Yeah.
Thanks for nothing.
Well, you're welcome. You're very welcome. Here anytime.
Motivated. Hold on. Beautiful.
Great deals. Great home deals. I don't know.
Great prices. Motivator sellers. We're gonna get rid of this. Cell phone's optional. If you want to require a phone number, you can put it in there. All of the algorithms say that you're less likely to get somebody to put in their information, and if you require the phone number, it won't capture the email without them putting the phone number in, and that might deter them from continuing on or looking at those pictures through your website. So I don't generally require a phone number when I build these, but you can test it, see how it works, see what you want to do. And then I'm going to use my own picture. So I'm going to click down here at this custom background and it's going to ask me for the URL. So what you want to do at that point is open up your picture in a separate screen so that you can copy and paste the web address for that picture and put it in to here, and it should work. Oh, it didn't like that one. Sometimes it's hard to get it to put the picture in that you want based off of what the web address is. It doesn't apparently like the Google pictures. So we'll just pick another picture for right now. I don't like that one. I like that one. And then
that's nice.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then your lead type is that you're looking for buyers. And then you click save, and that's going to make sure that you know that this landing page that you just created is not going to be saved. Actually, it's going to save the layout here. It's not going to save this this address up on top. So my suggestion is that you build yourself a spreadsheet to keep all of these landing pages in that you build, so that you can use them in the future, and you can not have to rebuild these all the time. So just copy and paste it into an Excel spreadsheet with all of your, whatever hashtag you used, things like that. Once this is built and you click save, this little green button over here allows you to share it directly. Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest. So I'm going to go ahead and share it to my Facebook.
Hey, Nikki,
Yeah.
sorry. Is this considered a squeeze page or a landing page?
This one is, what did we do here? My brain just farted. I apologize.
That's okay.
I had.
Ooh, that's pretty. That is really pretty. That looks really good on Facebook. Really, it really stands out.
All right.
It's okay. It's okay. Keep rolling, girl.
All right.
Don't worry about me.
What I was doing. Now you distracted me. It was a landing. We're doing a landing page.
Cool. Thank you so much.
You're the worst. You just slow my roll here. All right, so you want to make sure that you're sharing it on your business page. You can share it on your personal page too if you wanted to. I like Eric. I don't post a lot of my real estate stuff on my personal Facebook page. Generally, everything gets routed through my business page, unless it's something that I think that my personal friends would be interested in looking at. So when I have a listing that comes up in our neighborhood, or that I know that I've got a group of Facebook friends that aren't following me on my business page but are following me on my personal page, then I'll post some information there. I don't usually post my just sold, under contract, all of that stuff on my personal page. It all goes onto my business page, business Instagram when I do it.
One thing that's awesome about that picture, when you post something to Facebook or Instagram or whatever social networking platform you use, you want a scroll stopping photo. You want photos that are going to cause people to say, okay, I'm going to let go of the mouse. I'm going to click on this photo. It's drawing me in. That's exactly what that photo is doing. That is a gorgeous ad. Stunning. Also, use emojis, folks. Emojis are also scroll stoppers. Not a crazy amount of them, but use emojis. Okay. Sorry. I'll shut up. Peace.
So, and like when you're you don't have to put a ton of information, because like Eric just said, the picture is going to stop them. They're going to be like, ooh, look at that pretty house. Let me click here and see what happens. But then you can also, use your emojis to add little fire icons or, and then always use your hashtags, luxury real estate. My typing with one hand is difficult. Always boast EXP Realty. Deerfield. All right.
Moss.
I can't see what anybody's posting, but that's all right. So once that gets posted up onto Facebook, you go to your Facebook page, you can check it out. Let's see here.
Jeff Flynn asked a great question. He said, Jeff Lynn said, when you post to a business page, who might see it? Only followers of that page. Yes, that is true. If you just post something up to your business page, most likely it's going to be either the followers of your page should see it for sure. They'll for sure see it if they're looking. Also, there's an option to boost ads, so you could see boost post.
So right here, yeah, go ahead.
So if you do a boost post, you can kind of target demographic and area. You can demographic people, by age, by job, by location, and all that stuff. It does cost a bit to boost ads. You can do them for $5, $10, $15, or $20, but typically you'll get a much bigger reach. Like typically when I do an ad, I'll do it like a $10 Facebook boost, and I'll reach like 1,000 people. So it's definitely a resource I like, but I wouldn't get too deep with that until you talk to the Facebook national guru, because he's going to teach you the best ways to do it.
And part of the struggle with that too is that Facebook does have some pretty strict algorithms that they follow. So if the post doesn't match the criteria that it's supposed to, like anytime you post something that's real estate, you have to put it in the housing section, and there's certain you can't narrow down demographics as much as you'd like to because of the rules and regulations on that. So you have to just make sure that your post, when you boost it, is following all the guidelines and the rules, because Facebook will reject it otherwise. But what I wanted to show you is what happens when somebody clicks on your link, and it's going to go to here. It's going to ask them to put in their email and their cell phone and then learn more. Once they click the learn more, it's going to kick them to this page where I've already got the search set up on my website. So if they wanted to go and check out one of these houses, it's already on my EXP site. Furiously typing.
Oh shit, sorry.
So I can't see anything in the comments section. So Eric, you're in charge of answering the comments. The other great way to get free.
Jeremy said the house is exquisite. He'd like to make an offer.
Okay, let's go. How much? Let's make a deal. Let's make it happen. So the next way to get these free leads is through these Idx Squeeze Pages. Once again, you just have to select your domain, which is going to be your EXP Realty, and start building. So this one's a little bit more foolproof, so to speak. There's multi-property squeeze pages, there's single property squeeze pages, seller squeeze pages, and market reports. The multi-property is if you want to set up, this is setting up a search on your front-facing page, and then what this does is it generates a direct link to that search. So if I wanted to set up a search for somebody specifically in a certain area, like Highland Park or Norwood Park in my neighborhood, with a certain type of house for a certain price, this is good if you are hosting an open house and you want to pull more leads for the area that you're having the open house in. Is that if we're having an open house in Highland Park, I would put Highland Park single family homes, $600,000, 4 beds, 3 baths, to whatever the open house would be, so that when you generate this link here, it automatically sends them to that search for those properties in that area, and ideally giving them your listing up there as well. You can do the same thing for just the single property itself. So if you're having a specific listing that you want to promote or boost, you can put in the listing address or the MLS ID number here. I would recommend hashtagging it with whatever the address is, or if it was for an open house, just to be able to filter the results and know where those leads are coming from. And then what it does here is it generates a link. I'm going to do this here. Let me see. I'm going to do it for my listing that we just got under contract yesterday. Hooray! It's my cute little house in Rolling Meadows. Super sweet family, foster family. They're trying to find a bigger house, and we had an offer the first day it was up on the market, and we decided to let it run for the week, and we had 2 other offers, but the first one that we got in was a full list price offer, which was exciting. Right back to KV Core.
Yeah, Nikki.
Woohoo! I just got to find them a place to live now. Which we're going to see like 4 or 5 houses tonight, so we're going to get one. We're going to get one tonight for sure. I'm just going to put this Grouse Lane so that I know where this lead is coming from. I want them to click on at least 2 pictures before they register, and then you generate the link. This long link, it doesn't really matter which one you use. Sometimes it depends on the Facebook or what social media you're using, whether or not the short link or the long link is required. I do the short link just because it looks neater. Copy it to my clipboard. And then you can add it to emails. You can add it to, send it out with other marketing material that you have. I'm just going to create a quick post on Facebook just to show you how easy it is. So once I've copied that link, I paste it into Facebook here. And once it loads and does its thing, come on, Facebook. Should be a nice little picture of my listing and then a link to that listing right there. And then you would go ahead and post it, and people can look at the pictres, and then they'll be forced to register after 2 pictures on the website. And that makes it super easy to post, promote your listings or promote even other listings or open houses, things like that. Once again, these don't save. So once you click away from this page, these links won't be here anymore and you'll have to rebuild it. So my suggestion would be to copy and paste this into an Excel sheet where you can save it for next time. If you're going to, want to keep promoting this, or just so it's easier for you to copy and paste into other social media pages or emails, etc. You can also use these for marketing, just to have those quick links set up. You can also do seller squeezes. These seller squeeze pages is to capture addresses. And what this does is it auto directs these sellers to your market report on your front facing page, so that where we have the sell option and find your home's value, it sends them to this page directly to put in their address and to get the estimate. If they don't put in any other information when they do that, you'll only get the address, and KV Core will set up an email address with that address, and then you kind of have to do your own research to figure out who to contact for that lead that comes in. And similarly to that is the market report Idx Squeeze page. So you can set it up for a specific area. I'm going to do my neighborhood in Chicago, hashtag 60631 market report. If I can type with one hand here. And then generate link. So similarly, here we go, copy to clipboard. You can send it out in your emails. You can make a Facebook page, LinkedIn, wherever you want to go. Just for ease of demonstration, I'm going to continue with the Facebook, and we've been talking about that. I'm going to get rid of this guy, put it here. All right, and I'm going to put just want to know what the market is. Oh, not market. Market, or how the market is. What's a good way to word that? Let's see. Get a free market report for your neighborhood. Click the link below and add whatever hashtags, emojis. Let's add some emojis here. We want a little.
Hey, Nikki.
Yeah.
Quick question. So, hold on, sorry. Michael Mitchell, Nicole, can you change the look of that page, market guide page? Can you change the look of it?
So that is a good question. I believe you can. I have to look into it. Oh, here's change preview. Yeah, I would have to look into how to do that. I know that these are just auto-generated through the EXP site. I will look into that and get an answer for you on Friday, and we can figure that out from there. I think that there's a way to do it. I just have to remember how, and I don't have that information in front of me at the moment.
Awesome, Nikki. Thank you.
But yeah, and then you post this, and I'll show you where it goes as well. all my Facebook followers are going to be like, what is she doing? 16 posts in a row today. And then you can add it to your groups and things like that. If you follow groups on your page, I'm, part of my neighborhood kind of chatter page, and I'm allowed to post my listings and things on there. So when you click on it, it's going to make you register to view the market report for the area that you put in there. So they put in their email address, and now you've captured their email and get that lead through that way. So KV Core really has a ton of free lead gen options, which is great. And then you can, like Erik said, you can spend a little money and boost those posts on Facebook, or use the property boosts, things like that, to get, the best bang for your buck when it comes to these things. Let me see what else. Oh, and then the other thing that I wanted to just go over really quick is that Facebook KV Core has a virtual open house class that you can kind of go through here, but I'm going to give you the Cliff Notes version of what that is. So basically what it is that you would want to go into your Facebook and into your events and create a virtual open house event. And if you haven't created an event in Facebook before, it's pretty easy. You pick your day and your time, your location. I don't need new event insights. Thanks, Facebook. And you would create an event up here, ideally on your broker page, but you would make it either online or in person. This would be online because we would be doing a virtual open house. And Erik and I have talked about doing this for some of our upcoming listings and just having it posted. That way you have the video, the URL of you walking through and giving a tour of the house. But this is general, this is free. And then you put in all your information here about when the virtual open house would be, things like that. Once you have the event set up in Facebook, you can copy and paste the link URL for the event into a landing page on the KV Core, like I just showed you, so that you can post and promote that event even further. And then that would include the hashtags to be able to follow where it's going to, where your leads are coming from, rather. And then I would suggest building a text code for those virtual open houses. Then you can also, in your KV Core library, once you've got the event set up, you've got your hashtags set up, when you go to your campaigns, smart campaigns, there's already open house campaign templates built into the KV Core library. And all you would do is you would go into the open house campaign, open it up, change whatever of these that you want to be more fitting, but add a hashtag and you would clone the campaign, add a hashtag open house. So whenever a new lead comes in with hashtag open house or virtual open house, this campaign is already started and triggered to help you bring new leads in through those open house, either attendees or the virtual open house online, and just things like that. There's a lot more that we'll get into with this virtual open house. I want to do one live. I just don't have an open house upcoming that I can use at the moment, but I'm going to try to do that and just kind of show you how to run through and do all of that, because it's super easy to integrate the Facebook with the KV Core. And you can gain a lot of new leads that way just from promoting your own open houses or even doing a virtual walkthrough, a virtual tour. And I know Erik has touched on, getting in front of the camera and just getting yourself on video and not being afraid to take videos of yourself. If you have a house that you have listed, take a walkthrough with yourself on Facebook Live or on Instagram Reels or TikTok and do a little tour. Or if you've got an open house, before people start coming in, just do a quick run through to show other people what they're missing out on. But also you can add those text codes onto those videos that you post online. You want to learn more about this? Text 123 Main Street to your smart number. And as long as you have that hash or that text code set up, then you can capture more leads from just doing a simple video of your listings or even walking through with your buyers, things like that. That's all I've got for today, folks. Just trying to keep it, make sure that we make our time here. Does anybody have any questions?
Oh, Jeff Lynn had a question. He wanted to know, do you also do this stuff on LinkedIn? Because he has a lot more connections on LinkedIn. That is an excellent question.
Yes. So everything that I post to Facebook, I also post on LinkedIn, or some variants thereof. Sometimes I don't like to do the same material on both, just based off of the crowds or the followers that I have on LinkedIn versus the followers that I have on Facebook. But when you build that landing page, that little green button that I showed you, let me see. Oh, I already closed it out. I apologize. So that will automatically send, just how it linked to my Facebook, there's a LinkedIn button there too, to be able to link directly to your LinkedIn. So I think the ones that are automatically up there are Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Pinterest. But then you can always copy and paste into any other social media sites, Craigslist, marketing, emails, etc. But yes, everything can go onto LinkedIn.
Well, one thing also, thank you, Nikki. One thing I just want to mention about LinkedIn. LinkedIn is more for business professionals. So there's huge value in LinkedIn. Don't get me wrong. Like, definitely need to social network, blast LinkedIn, Facebook, Insta, Twitter, all that, Pinterest, all that stuff. But LinkedIn is definitely more for business professionals. What I've noticed when I post on LinkedIn, and I go to a restaurant, I see a bunch of people like, oh my God, you're crushing it. It's awesome. You're doing so well. Like, I love your information. And I'm always wondering where that's coming from. I'm always wondering where, because I know they're not on my Facebook, some of them. I know they're not on my Insta. I know they're not those types of people that even have those accounts. So you will get a lot of you'll get a lot of tracking. You'll get more touches from LinkedIn. You'll definitely get noticed more. It definitely is a viable source to market on. But when you talk about ROI, I would call LinkedIn more of a touch, because it really is more for businesses and resumes. It's more corporate, if you will. I think Facebook and Insta, Facebook being number one, have a much more significant ROI in returning these leads into eventual clients that buy or sell. So definitely want to post on LinkedIn. Definitely want to do the squeeze landing pages everywhere. Totally a viable source, but Facebook would definitely be number one, in my professional opinion. And Instagram is catching up every single day.
Yeah, absolutely.
So with that being said, any more questions? Anybody have any questions, comments before we sign off?
Just one more thing. So that virtual open house, even though that I haven't run through it completely with you guys, there is a really quick video. If you click the Learn More button underneath the virtual open house in KV Core, they'll run you through the steps. So if that's something that you think that you want to do, or you've got a listing coming up where you're like, I can't wait to hear Nikki talk next time, I'm just gonna figure it out myself. I encourage everybody just to, like I've said before, monkey around in KV Core, find out what works for you, what doesn't work for you. I have a lot of success using all of the systems that are already in place, and it makes my day a lot easier just having all of those things up and running. And I learned everything that I've learned just by clicking on buttons and seeing what works.
I totally agree with Nikki. KV Core, look at it as a cash register. Honestly, the more time you spend on KV Core, the better you'll be able to service your leads, the better your conversion will be. I'm telling you, put your laptop in your lap, 2 hours a week, study KV Core. You will not break it. You'll learn it more. It is so worth it. KV Core will directly be in line with how much you make in this business. I can tell you that right now. The leads are going to be coming in. We got all the lead sources, from the landing pages, the squeeze pages, Make It Rain subscription if you have it. And then we got the Facebook guru coming back on Friday, 11 a.m. Central Time. Guys, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. You inspire us. We hope we do the same. Go crush it. Set your goals. Make a mess. Pound the pavement. Call expireds. Let's get after it.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great week.
Peace and love.